Have you ever wanted a daily note this comprehensive and interlinked so that everything connects? Absolutely. Have you ever wanted a crazy big view of the whole year all at once in Canvas that is clickable down to every single day? Yup. Have you wanted to have the year view here all at once so that you can zoom in at the month view and see exactly what it is that you have to do? Absolutely. Well, the great news is that all of this is already done for you. The bad news is it doesn't look exactly like how I just showed you, but the good news is that I'm going to show you exactly how to get this set up for your own system with your own daily template. I've wanted to make this video since I saw it. I've got a 2.5-year-old daughter, a 6-week-old daughter, and they were both home all day, every day through Christmas and New Year's, and this was the first time that I could actually sit down and get this out to you. So hopefully you're seeing this now. If you are seeing this later, it's still cool. It's still cool. You should set this up the instant you see this. So I want to walk you through where to get this, how to put it into your system and get it working for you without a lot of hassle. Now, there is a little bit of stuff to do. Now, my degree is in painting. I'm an artist, I'm a performer, I'm a speaker. I am not a coder. That's why I make this channel, is to help folks who aren't computer science folks learn how to use this stuff to help run your life without having to take a graduate level computer coding course. So I'm going to walk you through step by step every single thing that you've got to do and get your system up and running like this. So let's dive into it. Now, one of the videos that I made that has something like 100,000 views is about the power of the daily note and how everything in your Obsidian Vault centers around the daily note. What did you do today? Put it in your daily note. What do you have to do today? Put it in your daily note. You have a meeting? Put it in your daily note. Then you can take and put that information where it needs to go later, but your daily note is the backbone of your entire system. So when you start getting in the habit of using that daily note, your productivity and effectiveness just goes through the roof because you know exactly where to go looking for stuff. And if you want to check out that video, I'll put a link to it so that you can kind of see the full depth of why you want a daily note as it is. Now, you're seeing exactly how I live here. Most of the time, I use the YouTube Vault from the beginning, but you're seeing exactly how I actually interact with my Obsidian. This is my personal Obsidian, and this is how I've gotten it set up. Now, all of this is way better than using data view. That's another video that I made, was about data view and how powerful it is to pull information from different parts of your vault and assemble it. And I went through and did a whole thing. Let me see if I can actually find that. I went through and did a whole thing about how to make a daily note template that uses data view to pull it all together. But you need data view, and that coding is real wacky, super wacky. And I can't tell you the number of people that have emailed me and be like, hey, I will pay you to help figure this out. And I'm like, I'm not a computer figure it out kind of guy. I showed you the way that I knew how to work it, but there's so much in terms of how your computer works that I have no clue whether or not I would actually be able to help you out. So sorry. So that's kind of a bummer to the old way of doing the daily notes. This daily note isn't using any kind of third-party tools. This is just all built into Obsidian the way that it comes out of the box, because it's using linking and embedding these links between pages. So this is from a functionality standpoint and making sure that it will work long term standpoint. this daily setup is so much better than the data view setup that I've done previously. So if you watched that video and that's how you set things up, well, this is going to be different and better. So from today moving forward, hopefully it'll be a better system for you and more resilient because, again, we're just using core functionality built into Obsidian, how it works out of the box. Okay? So let me find this. I took notes about this because there's quite a bit there's quite a bit to cover. So bear with me as we work through this. But the place that you want to go is right here, and it's in the Obsidian forum. So we're going to click that and just go there and flip over. Let's open that in standard view. I'll close that. Okay, so when you go to this link, this dude Antulik, he is a saint. It's amazing because he's built all this stuff out basically by hand. He wrote a script for it because as you might be able to see here on the daily note, you can see it's Wednesday the 8th, and this is just text, right? So this isn't dynamically populated. It says week 2 and Wednesday the 8th. So this Wednesday the 8th is actual text. So you can't just use the same files next year because January the 8th is probably not going to be on a Wednesday. So every year needs its own setup, and this guy, Intulik, has been doing this for a couple of years. I just found this like last week, and I'm super stoked about it. And evidently, he makes this every year and puts it out here to not a lot of fanfare, which is why I want to put this on your map. Is go give this guy a lot of love. Okay. So in order to get this going, here's what we need to do. All right. First is this Daily Notes Organizer 2025 zip. Just click that so that it will download, and then you go unzip it from wherever it is that your downloads are. So for me, let's do Finder and Daily Notes Organizer right here. Double click that, and then it disappears because I've got weird filtering. Daily Notes Organizer 2025. All right, well, let's go in here, open with the unarchiver. I thought I had, oh, when's it? Yeah. All right, the unarchiver. No, I don't want that. Okay, daily. So what happens is it builds a folder called daily. And if we go into here, these are all the markdown files that you need to use for your installation. So it's all in here already, all built up. So if we just preview this, this is what the source code looks like that gets turned into the daily note like this, where your theming and styling is applied. And if you want to know all about the theming, I've got a video about that too. I'll try not to say that too much, right? But as you can see, all the markdown files are in here, and these are the things that you want to drop in to your vault, and then that's what you're going to use for your daily notes, right? So this this bizarre code is what gets turned into the most powerful system on planet Earth, right? So we're going to not use my personal vault. Now this is where we start getting into the YouTube vault. So YouTube vault, let me manage vaults and then find where the YouTube vault is, which is under my home directory / demo vault home. So here's what we're going to do is go back to Finder, and I'm going to go up one level from here to daily. Hopefully downloads. Daily is right there. Okay. Now I want a new Finder window, And then we're going to go up to Macintosh, users, Jonathan, demo vault, home. So this is my YouTube demo main folder. And as you can see, all these folders here, as we slip over here, all match these folders over here. So that's how we know we're in the right place. So I'm going to rearrange this so that we don't have to go past my personal vault anymore. All right, so YouTube demo, and then the daily, I just clicked and lost it. So there we go. So this daily folder, just gonna drag it over and it gets put into this. All right, so then as we come back over here, it's already recognized by my vault, which is amazing in and of itself, which is awesome. So then if we click to open here, this annual view is already live, right? That's it. Like that's that's as hard as it needs to be. Now we're going to do a lot more tweaking to it to get it to exactly what you want, but it's working now. Like that's where it is. All right. And then if you want the mega view, which is the whole year, day by day, and every month is broken down here, color coded, and then these are the weeks, and then these are the days of the month, alternating. This gap indicates the end of the quarter, and then we're into the second quarter here. End of the second quarter, we're halfway through the year. Third quarter, fall, and then the break, and now we're into the winter, and these are the first 4 days of 26. So now this view. Oh, and I almost forgot to say, if you want to get the script and the links and everything, go sign up for the email list, and then that will show up in your inbox, and I'll get that right to you, and hopefully you can follow along. So thank you so much, and yeah, let's get right back into it. Is already live. Now, one thing to note is that all of these links and associations and interconnecting is hand coded in. Unfortunately, this is one of the drawbacks, is that Canvas doesn't dynamically update the links. So if you wanted to put your this daily folder into your daily notes folder, how you've been doing this, it won't work. Okay? Like the links will not update, and then it won't work, and then you'd be like, this is busted. So this daily folder has to live in this root area. You can't put it into another folder to over organize it. And it has to stay lowercase daily. If you want an uppercase, it's not going to work, right? So just leave it how it is and it will work. Now, all of these are kind of the week documents that are kind of your roll-up view of what it is that you're working on, okay? And all of these week documents live here, and then here's the annual document that shows you each of the quarters and the roll-ups. So this is super powerful for doing daily, weekly, quarterly, annual, like that's why this is so powerful and amazing. But there are some tweaks to make, all right? And here, as we're going through, let's just look at the daily note. Well, this daily note is awesome because it shows you, hey, this is January 3rd week and a Monday. So Monday the 13th is here, but there's not really a lot to it, right? In terms of daily notes and templates and anything that you want to have in your daily note isn't here. Now, one way to solve this is to go through all 365 days and paste in the same stuff over and over and over again, which sounds about as much fun as a root canal. Or we can use the power of technology to get this done super quick. And this is what I want to show you now. So how do we input our daily note template to hundreds of documents without having to do it all by hand? Before we do that, one footnote also is that this action to do is its own section, and that's what's getting rolled up into the weekly view. So it only is showing you the contents of the daily note that is within your to-do list there. So it just focuses on the actionable items, which I really like. So everything else is going to go under this, and it won't show up in all the interlinking, which helps the system show you what you need to know to do, but won't show you all the personal diary stuff when you're looking at it, which is kind of cool. All right. So how in the world do we add all of this without having to copy and paste? Well, that's why I've been taking notes to make sure that I stay on this, because what we're going to do is run some code in your terminal. Now, if you don't know what that is, please don't be scared. A couple of years ago, I didn't know what the terminal was, and I was super scared by it, but it's fairly straightforward, okay? Because here's what we're going to do is go back here, go back to our folder, and then I'm going to go, I put it here in my user area, which looks kind of cluttered because, well, it is. But here in this document, I called it append.text.txt. Now, when you're doing this for yourself, please do not use Microsoft Word, do not use Pages, do not use an Excel sheet, .csv, don't do anything. It needs to be plain text without a whole bunch of that formatting crud around it. Has to be plain text, .txt. I use a plain text editor, COT editor, I think, text edit on Macs, Notepad on Windows, whatever. Just as long as you're using a plain text editor, you should be good. So what I did is in here, this is what I would be copying and pasting into the daily notes. And I put it here because I like having my action log. I also like to remind myself that I've got a great life. So I remind myself every day I've at least got 3 things a day that I could be grateful for. And then what would make today great? And then how do I go about doing that? And then daily affirmations. And then in the evening, I like to reflect on what cool things happened today and what could have made it better. What could I have done to make it better? So this is my current daily note template that I want to also live in every single day. So this is in a text file called append.text. Okay. And I put it in my home directory. This is my name, and it's living there. So my applications and all of my documents and desktop, this is where all the kind of root stuff lives. All right. So as you go back over here to my personal vault, this is the magic phrase, because this is going to run a whole bunch of weird stuff and say, whatever is inside append.text, add it to all the files in this directory and then save it. So basically, this one line is going to do all of that copying and pasting that would take us a couple hours. It's going to do it in just a couple seconds. Okay. But we have something to do first, which is I'm just going to leave this here and then go through, let's go to another Finder window and then go to it's hard to talk and remember this at the same time. Okay, so we're going to the daily folder that we just put into our vault. But there are some documents that I don't want all of that text to be in, right? Because like there's the weekly files, there's the monthly files, this canvas. I don't want the calendar. I don't want this. I don't want that. I want all the daily stuff. But as you can see here, this is a month, and oh, the shift. Where is there we go. All right, so I want this and this and this. I don't want I don't want to change that. I don't want to change that. And we just go through and we select all of the non-daily notes that are a part of this folder. And just go through and select all of these. So this is the tedious part, but man, this is still so much better than having to do this all by hand. And then I'm going to make a new Finder window, which is just Command N, and then make a new file or a new folder here and say temporary for real. It doesn't even matter if it needs to be misspelled. Okay, so temporary for real is here, and here is the place where all the daily notes are living. And I'm just going to drag all of these over and drag it out of that folder. Boop. All right. So we're getting rid of these, but not deleting them. We're just moving them out of where they're going to live eventually for just now. It'll make sense here in just a second. Also, look at all these weekly ones, which we don't want to mess with. So we just drag those out, and now they're all gone. So now the only thing left in this folder, so I'm double checking, the only thing left should be daily notes. Okay, it is. All right, so now when we say change all the files in this folder to have this text in it, the only files it can find are the ones that we want to change. The ones we don't want to change are in this temporary folder where we're just kind of like taking them off the table, working with these, and then we're going to put those back and everything will work. Okay. What we do now is open up Terminal, and this is what my terminal looks like. Now, if I've lost you here, just watch through and just see what happens, okay? Because I want you to check this out. So as I list everything that's in here, you can see this append text is there. And as I come up, all of the files and folders and stuff should be in here as well. And then Demo Vault Home is in here as well. So I'm going to change directory into Demo and then hit Tab to autofill, hit Enter, list everything that's in there, and it shows YouTube Demo. So let's change directory to YouTube Demo, hit Enter, list that, and now you can see all the folders that also line up with all the folders in here. So that's how we know we're in the right place. All right. So then we want to not go to daily notes because that's old hotness. New hotness is the small lowercase daily that's right here. So change directory daily. So now if I list everything that's in here, look at all these files that are in this folder and directory. These are all the files that we're going to change with this one little snippet of code. Because now this terminal is in the right place for this bit of code that's right here. So I'm going to try to select just that, copy it, because now when we come back to the terminal and paste this in, it says for find in all this stuff, do catenation or whatever this is called, and then take all the contents of append.txt and then dump it into every file and then say you're done. And it will do it, hopefully. Let's see. We'll just hit enter. It'll think for a little while and it's already done. Okay, that was real time. There was no Hollywood magic to this. So let's go see if I destroyed it or if it's working properly. Okay. Hey, look at that. I didn't change anything. It's still on the same daily note. And now it's got this action item. It's got action log, and action log is, to me, kind of like, what did I do today? And then this is where I keep what I have to do and reminders and stuff. And then look at that. Now my daily note has the daily note template inside of it. Like, this is fantastic, right? Like, that's how fast it went. So if you were scared about the terminal, then hopefully that just shows you that just use that little thing, keep everything where it is, and then boom, it gets done in 2 seconds rather than taking several hours to paste this in and save it and all that jazz. Okay, so then I can close this out because I'm done with that. Then I can select all the files, drag it back into here, and now as I come back to the folder, all of this works. So now as we go through and then open different files and stuff, we can open the monthly one, and you can see week 6 finalized last week. It's just showing us the to-do items. Go to that link, and then here are the days of that week, and then you can see review January, all that stuff, and there's your daily note. Okay, so that's how we get all of that done, and now all of this works just the way that it should. Now we go back through and then reconnect everything that we need to in the settings to make sure that the daily note and all that stuff points to this new folder of where things are. So let's look for confirm deletion, folder, create new notes in the void. Yep. Delete. Yep. Excluded files. Okay. Appearance, hotkeys, core plugins, daily notes. Let's go there. And instead of capital daily notes, it's now going to be small daily notes. And we don't actually even need the template because we use the append text to put that template in. So that's there. And then we've saved that, close it out. Whoops, didn't mean to close out the whole thing because the calendar is there. Okay, so the daily calendar should reference the daily notes plugin to make sure that it opens the correct thing. So let's try that out. We'll try to find the calendar. Okay, so now if we click the 9th, hey, look at that. It opens the correct 9th, not the old way of doing it with daily notes and then open this old thing. So now when we click this, the calendar is opening the correct daily note from the small lowercase daily instead of the old daily notes. So that's where that is. Okay, so that's pretty much it. And then if you go through and do your hotkeys and daily note, open next daily note or daily notes, open today's daily note is Command D for me. So if we open a new document and then hit Command D and open today's note, it's opening the correct daily note. So if you have any other plugins that are referencing your old file structure, you've got to go through those plugins, point them to the new direction, and then all of your shortcuts and ways of doing things should just pick up from there. All right. So we have covered so much. So hopefully you've got this working for yourself, and then you can have all this amazing stuff. Now, I do want to mention that like this guy from February 21st, 2011, show this is what I found first, which was to find or to paste in the text that I wanted in the command. But I was like, I've got a whole document's worth of stuff that I want to add. And he was like, well, if you'd rather not do that, here's what you do. And this one post in an obscure forum from 2011 helped me out. And this guy, that was the last time he posted in this forum was back in February 2011. This was his last post, which was to me now, hopefully to help you as well. So this is just fantastic. And hopefully this is helping you out a lot. If you would like to find more about the Daily Note, of course, go watch why it's the backbone of your system, and I will see you in that video.